is the 310 to 311 review, number 5. Calculators are not allowed on this problem. If you look at these, we are doing the final skill, or I guess it's the second skill that we learned in section 311. And that is, we are applying the template 1 plus x raised to a value is going to be approximated by the linear expression 1 plus k times x. So if you remember from your notes, we had the template triangle times 1 plus a box raised to the star can be approximated by the triangle times 1 plus box times star. So our goal is to manipulate each of these until they look like this, and as soon as they look like this, then we can adjust them and make them look like they're supposed to with the approximation. So we'll look at A, and the first thing that I see that keeps it from looking like this is a fraction and a root. So I can eliminate both of those at one time using my properties of exponents. So 2 minus 4x squared will now be raised to the negative 1/2. The next thing that I see is that I have a 2 here instead of a 1. So to get rid of that 2, I will factor the 2 out. Now notice that it's still going to be attached to that power, so I have to put brackets around it and factor like this. So now the next thing that is problematic and keeps it from looking like this is that the 2, this coefficient in here, is inside the power. So we've got to pull these apart so that we actually have a full coefficient times a parenthesis raised to that power. So to do that, I'm going to rewrite the 2 to the negative 1/2 times the 1 minus 2x squared raised to the negative 1/2. Now that I have them separated, it looks like it's supposed to. I have a number in front times a 1 plus a negative, so there I've got my box, and here I have my star. So now I can do the approximation, which will be the triangle in front, that's a 1 over a root 2, times a 1 plus these two things multiplied, so that would be a positive x squared. If you look at the answer, I don't know if I have it in the same order, but it should look pretty similar. It would be equivalent. So now if we look at B, it's going to work the same way. B, my goal is to make this nasty looking thing fit that template. So the first thing I see is the fraction. I want to fix the fraction by changing the sign of the power. So that would be the same as 4 plus x raised to the negative 5/3. So again, I've got a problem with the 4. I need to fix that. So I factor the 4 out, and I get a 1 plus an x over a 4, all raised to the negative 5/3. Again, I can't have the 4 attached to that parenthesis in a bracket, so I'm going to distribute this power using properties of exponents. And now it looks like it's supposed to, which means I can apply the approximation, which will be the triangle in front times 1 plus the box times the star, so negative 5x over 12. And we're done. C, I think, works exactly the same way. I guess I can run through it fast. We will first, it's already got a positive power, which is good. We need to get rid of the 3, so I pull that out. It's a 1 minus an x squared over a 3, all raised to the 7th, so that'll be 3 to the 7th times a 1 plus a negative x squared over 3 raised to the 7th. Now it fits the pattern, so I can apply the approximation, which is the coefficient times 1 plus this times this will give me negative 7x squared over 3.